February 11, 1924. The Evening News, San Jose, California. Pearls fed to turkeys raise market prices. Madrid. Count Romanones had riches to feed to the birds. At least his 4-year-old grandson thought so. The result is that Count Romanones, who is an ex-premier of Spain, has bought several thousand turkeys in the hopes of recovering 300 pearls. His grandson fed these pearls to a flock of turkeys as they passed beneath his palace window on their way to the Christmas market. The gems were to be a present. The Count placed them in an onyx dish on his library writing desk and left the room. His little grandson was sitting by the window. A flock of turkeys passed by the palace. The little boy looked out and saw the owner scattering dried peas and lentils in front of them. He wanted to join in the game, so he threw the pearls to the birds. That night the Count had the palace turned upside down. The child failed to understand. But the next day the little boy again heard turkeys passing. He seized the onyx dish and asked for more of the little round things to feed to the fowl. The mysterious disappearance of the jewels was explained. The price of turkeys rose as a result of the Count's effort to get a corner on the market. He purchased thousands of them and had them killed and carefully searched. About 100 of the pearls were recovered. April 22, 1911. The Nevada Daily Mail, Nevada, Missouri. Blind horse scatters gems. Goes through jewelry store windows in busy New York street. New York, April 21. A blind horse today kicked his way through 2 big plate glass windows of a jewelry store at the corner of Maiden Lane and Broadway, and sent $200 worth of diamonds flying into the street. Policemen stationed at this, one of the busiest corners in downtown New York, had all they could do to control the crowds, which watched the proprietors and clerks of the jewelry establishment pick up the gems. The jewelers said an inventory would be necessary before it would be known if anybody had gotten away with any of the diamonds. February 11, 1924. The Evening News, San Jose, California. Dogs still most popular of pets. The instinct of something to mother has not died out in the city. This was the finding of the committee, who this morning was appointed by the city editor to investigate charges hurled by cynics, editors, and mankind in general at the womenfolk. Among the startling disclosures made by the experts before whom the committee appeared was that men, too, want something to mother. Dogs, particularly Boston Bulls, are the most popular pets of the day, according to Arthur Cann and H. Barrar, local pet dealers. The dogs have it all over the cats, and so do the canaries. Even the goldfish don't give the cats a look in. This was the word of both dealers, who were sounded by the committee to give expert opinion. The popularity of the dog is consistent, said both Barrar and Cann, although during the war, said Barrar, the popularity of the dog waned because of the food conservation drive. But since the close of the war, the dog has come back stronger than ever. Both dealers were asked if San Jose was afflicted with fads in which unique pets reigned supreme for a time. Both dealers stated that San Jose had so far been free from this affliction. But, said Cann, in San Francisco and Los Angeles, the freak pet fad is quite an item. The demand for parrots was not as strong as in former days. The apartments have caused a big slump in the parrot business, was the word of Barrar. There are many apartment house owners who place children and parrots in the same class. They are banned from the apartments. Canaries and goldfish are running neck and neck in popularity, and this year, more than ever before, the demand for imported German canaries is exceedingly strong, was the word of the dealers. February 11, 1924. The Evening News, San Jose, California. Dogs vamped by she-wolves are leaving homes. Olympia, Washington. Domestic dogs are being vamped by she-wolves in a number of western states, according to information to the Biological Survey. Poisoning campaigns under supervision of the survey have so reduced the number of adult wolves that the remaining animals have been driven to that extremity, declares Dr. A. K. Fisher, who is in charge of the economic investigations of the survey. Litters of hybrid young have been produced in a number of instances, it is said, and the animals have proved equally as destructive as the native wolves. Call of the Wild. In one instance, the adventures of Old Three Toes, an especially destructive she-wolf, were detailed by a rancher in Colorado. "We hold a private grudge against this old gray wolf," the rancher stated, "as she mated with our pet collie dog, even going so far as to dig him out of a pen. He heard the call of the wild and answered it, going off for a few days at a time, sometimes coming home. At last he finally went away for weeks and was eventually poisoned by a government hunter. This was a good thing, as a collie hearing the call of the wild kills for his young, too." June 17, 1908, The Evening News, San Jose, California. Cat catches trout with one paw. Winsted, Connecticut, June 17. Whether the trout law is on or off, a cat owned by H. Woodford or Alford in the Berkshires fishes for the speckled beauties. Almost daily the cat visits a stream flowing through the Woodford farm, lies on the bank with one paw slightly submerged in the water, and as the trout glides by, a quick stroke is made and the fish lands on the shore. The cat carries them to the house and will leave the fish wriggling on the porch or gravel walk. If she happens to have kittens, she will occasionally give them one. By actual count last summer, she brought 150 trout to the house. The cat has been known to catch 8 in one day.